no, you tell Archie I want those blood-hungry papers quiet until tomorrow. No respect for the dead. All right, goodbye. Rocky, my boy, sit down. Sit.
I prefer to stand, actually.
As you wish. How are you getting on?
Comfortably.
You got the look down. Trench, hat, looking sharp.
Cut to the chase, Chief. What do we got?
Bonnie Brown was found murdered last night in the railroad yard. Bludgeoned to death.
Is that the wife to Dr. Robert Brown, the war hero, and all the Doctor of the Stars? What is this, Trouble in Paradise?
It appears so. Press is breathing down my neck hard on this one, Rock. I'm going to need your help, and I need this solved quickly. All the suspects are in the lobby, awaiting questioning. These were the last people that Bonnie Brown was with in her final hours, except for the maid. We haven't tracked her down yet.
So you need me to shake him down?
More or less. It's going to be a long, hard day, Rock. Are you up for it?
Don't worry, Chief. I'll make him sweat.
Thank you.
Would you please state your name for the record?
Annie Phillips.
Dr. Robert Brown.
Sam Herring.
I'm the milkman.
No, your name.
Oh, Frank Wilkinson. Now, I'm just giving a testimony, right? I'm not an actual suspect.
Well, it has to be determined. But I think you're safe for now, Frank. Unless you got something to hide.
No, I'm just the milkman.
Who was there that night at the party?
There was Robert, of course, Bonnie's husband. Ignorant snob. Sam, a friend of Robert's from the war. Their maid Martha, sweet girl. Her family is from Mexico. They say she was only hired because she looked like a younger version of Bonnie. And then Bonnie herself. She was so full of life.
Did anyone have any reason to be upset with Bonnie before or during the party?
Tension was high that night. Robert had growing suspicions of where Bonnie spent her free time.
How so?
Robert, for the longest time, thought Sam and her were sneaking around. But that's impossible. Bonnie was always with me. Bonnie was unhappy. She told me she was going to get a divorce, but she was worried about all the legal fees, lawyers, and all the headlines that would run in, because the press, they never left her alone. She couldn't even take a drink of water without somebody knowing about it. But everybody loved her. Robert is the only one who could do this.
I was delivering on my usual route the night of the party. I always go and say hello to Bonnie when I deliver her milk. But this night, however, before I knocked on the door, I heard them arguing. It was something about a life insurance policy. Robert kept yelling, "I'm not adding her." So I knocked on the door, and Bonnie came and said hello. I gave her the milk. And then as I was leaving, I saw that man out there pull up in his Packard. He was messing with something in the trunk. I think it was a sledgehammer. I didn't think much of it, so I finished my route and went home.
Do you remember which man was out there?
The one with the newsboy hat.
Okay, Frank. I think that's all I need from you right now. If you could please send in Dr. Brown on your way out.
Yes, sir.
How long is this gonna take? I got an appointment with Bogart.
Hey, zip it, all right? We'll see how long this takes. But first, I want you to tell me about that fight you had with you and your wife before the party.
Fight? There was no fight. Bonnie wanted to add Annie to our life insurance policy. I brought up the fact that we didn't need to worry about that stuff right now. She got irrational. It was just a misunderstanding.
Did you end up adding her to your life insurance policy?
I gave in, yes. Sometimes you just gotta let them win.
I see. Let's go back to the party.
Bonnie had a lot of friends, but she wanted to keep this birthday more quiet and intimate with just her closest of family. She wanted a quiet night for a change. To industry. Go ahead, Sam. Just don't forget to give it back when you're done with her.
Hey, Rocky, you're gonna want to see this.
Excuse me.
We found this a few yards from the crime scene.
Ah, a Holy Family. Oh, Lydia Guadalupe.
I believe so. Thought it might be of use to you for your case.
Thank you, Doyle.
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Brown, was your wife wearing this the night of the party?
I've never seen this before. We're not religious people.
Curious. Let's get back to the party.
Oh, do you want any more drinks?
No, Martha dear, we're fine. I'm gonna step outside and smoke.
What are you doing here?
Bonnie, I need to tell you something.
What's going on in here?
And it's not what you think.
This affair's gone on long enough, Bonnie. I've had my suspicions, but now they've been confirmed. Get out of my house, all of you!
Here, man, just put the gun down.
I wish you were dead.
Now, Sam, you're a railway worker. Is that true?
Yes, I got the job shortly after I retired from the Army.
And you're also aware that Mrs. Brown's body was found on your railway tracks?
I know what it looks like, but I had no reason to kill Bonnie.
What were we going to tell her that night at the party?
Robert's been sneaking behind Bonnie's back with Martha the maid. I felt like she deserved to know. Bonnie is the kindest, sweetest person I've ever known, and she doesn't deserve to be married to him.
Is it true you carry a sledge in your car?
Yeah, for work. Funny enough, Bonnie did ask for it the night of the party.
Bonnie. Funny enough. Thank you, Sam. You've been a real help. Oh, and thank you for your service.
All right, I figured it out. Sit back. This may be shocking.
I don't understand. Mrs. Brown is.
Death? Afraid not, Chief. We've been solving the wrong murder this entire time. The real victim was their maid, Martha Martinez. See, Bonnie faked her death so she could be with her lover,
Mr. Sam Herring.
her other lover, Annie Phillips.
I don't understand.
Mrs. Brown has been hiding out in Mrs. Phillips's apartment this entire time.
How did you figure this all out?
The sweat,
The sweat.
the milkman.
The milkman.
Why was the milkman so nervous during his interrogation? He had nothing to do with anything, or so we thought. When he delivered the milk, it was late at night. Why would someone deliver milk that late at night? I did some digging, and I found out that the Browns' estate is nowhere near the milkman's route.
So the milkman killed the maid.
No, but he was an accomplice in this endeavor planned by Mrs. Brown to make Robert the fall guy. He conveniently mentions the sledgehammer, which is the murder weapon that Bonnie had borrowed the night of the party. Now, we still haven't found it yet.
So Mrs. Brown killed the maid.
I'm getting there. Bonnie wanted to put Annie on a beneficiary of the life insurance policy, and she wanted it so urgently before her birthday party. It's an odd time to get you guys' affairs in orders. But if something were to happen to Bonnie, and they could convince us that Robert did it, Annie would become the sole beneficiary to the estate fortune. So Bonnie could seize a plan. Annie, would you say Martha looked like?
Like a younger version of Bonnie.
A younger version of Bonnie. Bonnie needed to throw us off the scent long enough to make us think she was dead so Annie could come to collect the money. They killed the maid, dressed her in her clothes, and we're none the wiser.
So how did you know the body wasn't Bonnie's?
The one damning piece of evidence, the bracelet found on the scene of the crime. Robert said the family wasn't a religious type, but I bet the Hispanic Catholic name was.
So, Mrs. Brown, it appears as though you didn't fool quite everyone.
Before you lock us up, let me ask you something, Detective. Do you know what it feels like to be pushed around your whole life? Parade everywhere, not allowed to make your own decisions. Headlines about your every move. Forced into a marriage with that narcissistic doctor. And not being able to be with the person you truly love without fear of being burned at the stake. That is why I did what I did. I did it for the woman I love.
I understand, Bonnie, but that poor soul didn't need to die on your behalf.
Will we at least be together?
I'm sure we can arrange that.
Fine work. And now another soul can rest peacefully. But you'll soon learn, Rock. This is not a city of angels. There's always going to be another assignment. But for now, you go home and get some rest. And tomorrow,